Don't ask me to do your hair. Simple 100. So somebody replies back to her, and they're like, what's a $40 pregnancy fee, if I may ask? So the stylist, Ariana Bowling, replies back, and she says, Dominique, if you want a do, that's $120. You pay an extra $40. That's what it is. So Dominique says, but only if you're pregnant. Then she replies back, and she says, LOL, I'm pregnant with twins. I'm almost 9 months, and I'm still working. Laughing but serious. When I have the twins, I will no longer have an extra fee. I'm big as shit and I'm still doing my shit. It's just an extra fee for me getting up, braiding, sewing, styling, all that. So then Dominique replies, she says, oh, wow, I see your point. Okay. And plus, you don't need to be working at 9 months with twins, mama. But you got to get your bread, and they should all understand, especially since you're pregnant. Then Ariana replies back and says, that's all it is and some. I'll still get them in because I'm understanding. Just listen to this. Rules. $15 late fee after 15 minutes. After $25, your appointment will be canceled and your deposit will not be returned. Number 2, a $41.46 non-refundable deposit goes towards your service, is required to book with us. Only $40 goes towards your appointment. You must manually cancel your appointment via the Accuracy scheduling link within 48 hours in advance in order for your deposit to be used for a future appointment. If you cancel your appointment in less than 48 hours before your appointment, then you will pay a new deposit in order to book again. 3, if you book with us after 10 p.m. for a 6 a.m. appointment that same morning, we may or may not be able to start right at 6 a.m., but the latest may be 6:45 a.m. 4, if you are picky, have a bad attitude, or bring bad stress to my business because you are not clear with what you want, we will not service you. Your deposit will be forfeited. 5, I'm like, damn, all these rules? Like, I thought before you would just book your appointment and come in, they wash your hair, get you conditioned. Child, she got a whole list of rules. I'm not even going to read them.
It's an additional charge. It's a process. Watch me do a $400 face. Brow arch $10. Initial fee $120. Squeeze in fee $100. Hat crease fee $30. Chunky glitter $20. Weekend surcharge $50. Lace blending $15. 25mm lashes $15. Airdrop client photos optional $20.
It's this picture of a sign sparking discussion on Facebook, saying, sorry, but if you are overweight, pedicures will be $45 due to service fees for pedicurists. Since it was posted Saturday, it's been shared more than 500 times, with women across the city weighing in, many expressing shock. The woman who snapped it said it was at Rose Nails at Fraser Boulevard in Overton. We went there today.
Hello. Hello. How are you doing?
We met Sun Win. We showed him the picture.
Some people will reach out to us.
Yeah, some people, you know, the customer.
Win repeatedly denied the sign was ever up in his business, and we didn't see one today. But Win said he's considered one.
Did you at one point have that sign up?
No. I told you, I said I'm thinking, but I don't put it up.
I also showed him another picture that was posted in the salon. You can see the sign and the same flooring, same chairs, and the same walls.
This isn't your business?
Let me see.
Because it looks like the same floor and the same...
Yeah, here. This.
This has a picture of the sign in it.
No, I don't think so, man.
So this isn't your business?
No,
even though the floor and the chairs...
Sometimes the floor, so many floor, I don't know.
He showed me his prices. He said the only extra charge is $5 for men for a pedicure because they don't come to the salon as often. Wynn said instead of putting a sign up, he's decided to just not service someone if they are severely overweight. He said it's difficult for technicians, and he's had broken chairs in the past, which hurts his bottom line.
2 times.
How much money did that cost?
Oh, about at least about 2,000, yeah, or 25.
woman who traveled to Mexico for plastic surgery now in a coma, and her family is deciding whether to take her off life support. Adriana Candelaria talked to her family and doctors about the risk of trying to save money on plastic surgery.
Not knowing my wife, she loved to dance, she loved to sing, she was a great cook, she was very active.
A person full of laughter and love is how Laura Avila's family describes her. Laura's husband, Enrique Cruz, says that she had been in communication with Dr. Judith Hernandez at Rhino Center in Ciudad Juarez. She wanted a nose job.
She's perfect, and if getting a nose job would make her feel better of herself, it's cruel to say that she deserved this.
Laura told the doctor that she was a nervous person and she was afraid her blood pressure would go up during the procedure. But the doctor told her not to worry. On October 30th, she went in for surgery.
Right away, they told me that they had some issues with her blood pressure and that they weren't able to do the procedure, but that they were waiting for her to come out of the anesthesia.
Cruz says about 8 hours passed when he was told that she would have to be transported to a Juarez hospital. He says Laura had gone into cardiac arrest.
What they told me was that the anesthesia went to her brain instead of her body.
Receipts provided by Laura's family show that she paid about 2,800 pesos for the nose procedure.
If you're considering getting a procedure done in another country because it's cheaper, please keep in mind that you're getting what you pay for.
A medical professional from Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center says it takes about 16 years to become a plastic surgeon in America. He says the requirements in Mexico take less time than that.
They do fewer years in terms of subspecialty training. The requirements for general surgery are less. It's comparable, but it's not the same.
Dr. Jose Manuel de la Rosa recommends patients always look for board certifications. He says there are some plastic surgeons in Mexico who are registered with the American Board of Plastic Surgeons.
Gotta be careful.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nerd Chronicles once again. This is your host right here, Proud Lane. Chris and Paul up in the house once again. Many of you probably may have recognized about the first part of actually rehabbing Disney princesses, if you will, when it comes to reducing hypertension, reducing high blood pressure, the whole 9 yards, making sure there's like as much stress mitigated as possible in order to preserve a longer life. Now, I have suggested to a lot of ladies and some jets that want to emulate their Fabio moment, want to try and get themselves moisturized internally as well as externally, get themselves, treated into like a Disney princess facility, where they'll be able to have like fairy godparents really take care of them and the whole 9 yards, basically treating them right, get them all well furnished. Just to actually prepped out as like a model coming from a hair commercial. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get themselves feeling right. But unfortunately, and basically sadly in some cases, right, there will be some unfortunate incidents where the whole Disney princess rehab experience can end up blowing back right up in your face, and that's really the worst part. Case in point, as we saw up in the previous clips here, right, there have been some issues where you've seen complaints from customers saying that they didn't have like a very great experience. They didn't basically manage, the whole cosmetic setup properly, i.e., they didn't actually, their hair was basically dealing with breakage after actually going to the hair salon treatment. They didn't actually take care of their hair properly. They didn't actually get the right style or, get everything perfectly done. And they found out they slipped in some relaxer there, getting the client very frustrated and actually traumatized, basically raising blood pressure up, basically getting them like a greater chance of unfortunate hypertension, and they gotta be trying to deal with that trauma for a while. You know what I mean? So that's basically one way to actually go about it. Another way, it could be like a botched nail procedure, or maybe like a botched cosmetic procedure where things actually go wrong, i.e. plastic surgery, where the point where you could literally be at risk of losing your life. And that could be like a huge drawback not only for that client or that customer, but also their family as well. Basically initially when it comes to yes, go yes, And unfortunately, he ended up all of a sudden becoming nah girl nah, or no girl no, right? No queen instead of yes queen. And I want to try and discuss in full detail on making sure you literally find the right fairy godparents that'll be able to treat you right. You know what I mean? So let's buckle.
She's going to do it exactly like I do it. Robin, you need to be more trusting.
No.
But it's me. I would never do anything to make you uncomfortable.
I know. I just want to do it.
Well,
You're supposed to be with the customer.
oh, not in this room. I'm the boss here, Robin.
I'm not paying her. I'm paying you.
Nope, but I pay her, so she does what I say. And
oh, come on, Sharon.
You'll be fine. You want to leave?
I will if you don't do my hair.
You have your color on, and you want to talk to me like that?
Yeah.
Robin!
Sharon.
Robin, she's my assistant. She
does
does
hair. I want you to do my hair. I'm not
Robin,
going to tell you again.
Robin, don't talk to me that way.
I can't.
You can go. No, you're not going to talk to me that way.
Oh my God.
Robin, you can go.
Like this?
Robin, you're not going to talk to me disrespectfully.
Well, then you don't either. I'm paying to have you do my hair.
Right.
I want you.
Right. And just relax. Take a breath.
I will.
Take a breath. Robin, you can't talk to people like that and think that people are just going to, do whatever you say.
I came to get my hair.
I know, and I am running a full-blown business, and I'm training someone, and wait, really? Honestly, Robin, if you don't want to hear me out and, get to the resolution of this, you can leave with half your color on. Are you going to fucking hit me? Robin, get the fuck out. Robin, get out. And do not cause a scene in my business. You just almost went to hit me, and you know what? It's on camera. Robin, you didn't? Oh, get out. Here, let me get this.
Oh my God.
Ew, Robin, that was fucking disgusting. You just made me waste product.
Oh my God, you're gonna let me go out.
You want to disrespect me? Look how you just spoke to me and she just saw that. Robin, I'm just
I apologize. I'm having a lot of stress in my life.
Robin, that was a lot, Robin.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, Robin.
Please.
No, Robin.
Please.
Robin, that
Please.
was come on, Robin. I need you to go. We're going to have to reschedule.
Oh
I'm sorry. That put you have me shaking. I've never had someone do that to me.
Well, I can't go with my hair.
But you should think about that before you are disrespectful. That was wild, Robin. I've never had that.
Okay, fine.
No, Robin, let's just deal with this later. I just need you to go. That was super disrespectful. I can't even believe you told me like that. I really took care of you when no one in the other salon wanted to do your hair. I wanted to do your hair, and we created a bond. And you just
how do I
bond.
get this out?
You're just going to go home and wash it. Robin, you can't disrespect people and expect people to do services for you. This is a service. It's not like the bank. You know what I mean? I understand your situation with the bank, but you can't come in here in my business and make it
I have a lot of pressure from my daughter.
You know what? I have a lot of pressure too, Robin. We all have pressures. Let's just end this. Here, Robin. Honestly, I appreciate you. I'm wasting so much product, and I don't want you to waste your time, but that was a lot. I'm gonna need you to go.
Okay.
Now, I don't even know how to start it off because now I don't really have any food to eat and I'm already full. So, we got some folks that are actually currently eating food right now, just, just to have their little fun. I know Omarion and whoever else is watching this whole clip is probably looking down on me saying, damn, well, what the heck is Christian doing today? But I digress. I really digress. Now, when it comes to the Disney Princess Rehab facility, whether or not you want to emulate Ariel, whether you want to emulate Belle, Rapunzel, Tiana, Aurora, Snow White, however it may be, right? The goal for a woman to actually feel that little fairy tale moment, if you will, once dealing with a very long day from work or a long day necessary from stress, already dealing with that electrocution that she's actually dealing with right now, is to try to mitigate the damage, right? Mitigate as much of the stress as possible, so that she be feeling all loosey-goosey and jumpy again, if you know what I mean. So that's basically the number one goal. Basically, what the role of the Disney Princess Rehab facility, basically what it's designed to do, it's designed to actually give the client or the customer the best possible spa experience that he or she can get. And within that facility comes your fairy godmothers, your fairy godfathers, your fairy godparents, your fairy godaunts or aunt uncles, which are basically your hairstylists, okay, your nail practitioners or your nail stylists, okay, your makeup artists, your estheticians, anything that deals with cosmetology basically. And in some cases you can deal with doctors when it comes to plastic surgery as well. These are your fairy godparents to make sure that the woman is actually nursed back to in great health and make sure she is fully reduced of hypertension, make sure she has that wonderful experience and that wonderful stress relief that she has been yearning and crawling for after a very long time, after a very long brutal week or brutal weeks of work and all the other stuff that comes, all this other stress that actually comes by running around in life, right? So that's what it's originally designed to do. Now, unfortunately, there is some blowback where you can have some cases where you can deal with like fairy godparents not actually not even giving like the customer the best service possible, not even giving the best the Disney princess the best service possible, however that may be. Or it could be a case of, it could be like one fellow customer literally acting a fool for no freaking reason whatsoever. Literally like causing a fit just because she just can't get her way and she's being disrespectful to all the fairy godparents that are literally out in that facility. You know what I mean? They're trying to create that magic slipper that, a lot of Cinderella's been dealing with when dealing with that Cinderella moment, if you know what I mean. So, if any Disney princess has dealt with this type of situation, there are definitely, how should I explain this? There are definitely 3 big steps that you can handle. Again, there are 3 big steps that you can definitely take care of when dealing with this type of situation, and they are as follows. Step 1, right? To return back from the nah girl nah down to the yes girl yes. Okay, number one is to put the poor service on blast on social media, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, there's another one, Bloomberg as well, any other social media site that you definitely think of. Put these fairy godparents up in that rehab facility on blast, basically explaining to the rest of the general public and to all the other Disney princesses in the land, including Curly Sue and Cousin It over there, that facility is like a very, very cruddy place to be, with all the cruddy fairy godparents, treating their customers like manure and the whole 9 yards. They've been treating them like garbage. And you explain your case why you should not be going to that location and why they should not deserve any part of your moolah, right? Your bread, your guap. You know what I mean? This is like a huge step in order for public actually be involved and to get more momentum and basically give that rehab facility like a huge wake-up call to either change their ways or be arrested going out of business. This is like a huge step. This is a huge step to literally start off, which is actually going to fall down to step number 2. Step number 2, sue. You feel me? And you apply that step. If you deal with treatment that is beyond humane up in that facility, whether the fairy godparents like falsely accuse you of something you didn't do with actual evidence and they brutalize you for no reason, or you're dealing with some sort of chemical treatment that actually like backfired and now it affected you throughout your whole health, dealing with your scalp, dealing with potential disease really going down the line, could be dealing with either a chemical or a shampoo that may cause literally like your hair to even fall out. That could be another example, or have like skin irritation and dealing with nails or botched surgery, you name it. You know what I mean? If those, it's not limited just to those things, but I'm just giving like examples, right? So if you're dealing with like those types of issues, you need to try and speak with a litigation attorney to actually handle those matters and sue that company from the rip and try to bleed them out dry, right? I know this because my mom's been a litigation attorney for around 35, 36 years. Okay, I can understand how some of the stuff is actually being done. Go get yourself a litigation attorney, bring some of the evidence that you actually saw, bring the camera, bring all the video and documented footage that you have and actually show it to them and see if you have an actual case on whether or not you want to do a class action lawsuit or try and go on the individual level. We'll be able to actually break in a ton of dough or possibly deal with a settlement. You know what I mean? That is definitely step number 2 if it reaches to that level. If, and it's a big if it reaches to that level. Which we're going to follow that up with literally step number 3. Step number 3. Alright? Do not, okay, ever patronize up in that Disney princess facility ever again, with some slight stipulations, unless there's a change in ownership, unless they're the fairy godparents have actually been fired or they've been relocated to like a different business, however it may be, unless they no longer work here. Even then, I still will not consider even going back there. Most importantly, please do your thorough due diligence on Google to find better fairy godparents that's going to treat you and your fellow Disney princesses right. You know what I mean? Make sure you look at the Google reviews, make sure you look at the Bing reviews, Instagram reviews, however it may be, to see if they are legitimate fairy godparents. And if there are negative reviews showing that they are not, and you dig into the reasons why, that facility may not be the right facility for you. Now, a worst case scenario, if you're not able to actually find an efficient facility for your situation when it comes to your needs of actually getting moisturized internally and externally, here's what I would suggest in my personal opinion that you should do. Right? Worst case scenario, right? Become your own fairy godparent. Right? Become your own stylist, or you get your fellow close friends of Disney princesses actually take care of you, or you can get babe to take care of you. Whether it's your boyfriend, whether it's your husband, right? Or whatever orbiter you got in your ship, I don't even know, I don't even care, or even if it's like another sibling, right? You know, get them if you're not able to actually handle this stuff yourself. You know what I mean? If you're actually too lazy, actually trying to get yourself fully moisturized, like, you know, how the fairy godparents did up at the facility, whatnot. You know, there's very efficient blow dryers. There's a bunch of nail polish and a bunch of foundational makeup that you can actually go find in your local Sephora and your local Ultas. Okay, Macy's, they definitely have them as well. Big brand department stores, they also got them also. You can definitely look into that. Definitely there's an item that you can get, if I'm not mistaken, is the Revlon one-step hair dryer thing, whatever they got over there. They got like some fast, cheap, you know, very efficient thingamajiggies so that you'll be able to actually emulate yourself in one of those big-time commercials. Maybe it's worth it, maybe it's Maybelline, L'Oreal Paris, because it's worth it. I don't know, like the whole other line or other crap, where I don't even know. Forgive me, y'all. But the point of the matter is this, right? You know, you want to try and make sure you try to have fun, let the stress off your chest. You know what I mean? Reduce the hypertension as much as you can, and try to make sure that you minimize or eliminate the trauma that you're dealing with when you deal with all these horrible fairy godparent experiences. And this is something that you really don't want. You know what I mean? This is something that you want to literally try to avoid as much as you possibly can. You know what I mean? So that you be able to actually maintain those moments. You want the yes queen, right? The number one goal. Yes, go yes is number one. So, with that being said, before I close out here, I want to give a huge shout out to Lovely T up in the house. I want to give a huge shout out to Felicity Yen. You know what I mean? I also want to actually give out to definitely Stephanie as well. I know they have like other YouTube content creators that review certain products. They can definitely look up But I recommend to go to certain fairy godparents actually have their YouTube content up on lock. I suggest you can go, I think, in my opinion, I would suggest you go to Sindal, Jessie S. Jay-Z Styles, go to her. Brand Mondo will be another one. Blow Up Professor definitely be another one also. Definitely you can go to Chrissy Pooh Hair Review, that's definitely another one as well. When it comes to makeup, maybe James Charles, maybe Tati can definitely be like a good fit as well. Plastic surgery, I know they got a good bunch of good doctors that's a little bit more complex, right? Doing foundation and nails, basically on 9 yards. They got lots of professional estheticians and nail salons. I could definitely try to post up in the description box. If some of y'all are very interested, I could definitely give them an ad direct to try and make sure to highlight the importance on making sure that you find the right fairy godparent and the right Disney princess facility for your sanity and for your benefits. So with that, gotta be closing out. I'm actually gonna hit the sack right now. You know what I mean? You know, gotta make sure that all the Disney princesses are listening. Make sure they get that herbal. Get that feeling the Tresemme up in their system. Ooh la 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 la. You know, Pantene, the beauty of health coming at your door. You know, Seeing Moisture is gonna be calling you. You know what I mean? Claws will be calling you. You know what I mean? Maybelline, the foundation. You know, they definitely will be calling you. Whatever Bare Mills will actually try to call up and see if they get their little next Disney princess to come off of them. If they will get a little call up number, you know, and make sure they get some stuff going. You know, basically get like the fantasies rolling, get the fairy tale going, and we will head off with that. So, Chris and Paul sign off from the Nerd Chronicles. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, share the video, click the notification bell for any further upcoming videos on analysis, however that may be. Deuces, deuces, deuces. Yes, 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 queen. Yes, girl, yes.
Counselor, I urge you to continue. Urge.
I've got the urge.
She's got the urge to burble. She ran the purple in the shower. For another half an hour. She's got the urge. Natural botanical. She's got the urge to burble.
And for all the body you need, try new herbal essences, natural volume.